Speaky always say to people, unquote, how much water do you drink? Unquote. And these are some of the answers. I don't underpost like water. If I drink water, my feet swell. If I drink water, I underpost and going to the bathroom all day. Those last two answers tell me that the water is not getting inside the cell. Have you ever woken up in the middle of the night with a strange tingling sensation in your toes? Or maybe you underpost and notice that no matter how many pairs of fluffy socks you wear, your feet just refuse to warm up during those chilly winter evenings. Perhaps you underpost experience that heavy, almost sluggish feeling in your legs after a long day of sitting at a desk or standing in the kitchen. If any of this sounds familiar, you are definitely not alone. In fact, millions of people around the world brush off these feelings as just another annoying part of getting older, or maybe a sign that they need to sit down and rest a little more. But what if I told you that these subtle whispers from your body are actually your legs and feet crying out for a little bit of help? What if the secret to getting that youthful, vibrant energy back into your lower half is nandapos, hiding in a complicated medical procedure or an exhausting workout routine, but rather in the very food you eat every single day? Today, we are going to go on a deep, fascinating journey into the world of health and wellness. We are going to zoom in on a problem that affects the quality of life for so many people: poor circulation in our legs and feet. We often take our circulation for granted. We assume that because we are breathing and moving, our blood is doing exactly what itandapos is supposed to do. But the reality is that the circulatory system is an incredibly complex network of highways, and over time those highways can get clogged, narrowed, or just plain sluggish. Iandapos, I'm going to reveal 6 specific superstar vitamins and minerals that act like a pit crew for your bloodstream. These nutrients work tirelessly behind the scenes to widen your blood vessels, thin your blood just enough to flow smoothly, strengthen the walls of your veins, and even help your blood carry more oxygen. So, letandapos begin. Number 1, vitamin C. Letandapos kick things off with a nutrient that you probably already have in your kitchen, but you might not fully understand just how powerful it is for your legs and feet. I am talking about the legendary vitamin C. Now, when most of us hear vitamin C, we immediately think of orange juice and fighting off the common cold. Itandapos, that sour, tangy stuff we reach for when we feel a sniffle coming on. And sure, it and APO's amazing for your immune system. But to limit vitamin C to just being a cold fighter is like using a sports car to drive to the end of your driveway. It is capable of so much more. Letandapos, go back to high school science for a second and talk about collagen. You andapos probably heard about collagen in the context of beauty creams or anti-aging serums. Itandapos, the protein that keeps our skin plump, our hair shiny and our joints cushioned. But here is the secret that the beauty industry does nandapos always shout from the rooftops. Collagen is also the structural glue that holds your blood vessels together. Think of your veins and arteries as tiny, flexible garden hoses. When you are young, these hoses are brand new, bendy, and incredibly strong. They can handle high pressure and changing temperatures without a problem. But as we age, or if we don't andapos give our body the right building blocks, those hoses can become stiff, brittle, and cracked. Imagine a garden hose left out in the scorching sun for years. It becomes fragile, cracked, and water starts leaking out or struggling to get to the end. That is exactly what happens to your circulatory system when collagen production drops. Enter vitamin C. This incredible nutrient is the foreman on the construction site that builds collagen. You cannot build strong, flexible blood vessels without it. Speak by ensuring you have a healthy dose of vitamin C every day. You are essentially feeding your veins and arteries premium quality rubber, keeping them stretchy and resilient. But wait, the andapos is a second act to this superhero story. Vitamin C is also a heavy-hitting antioxidant. Now, what does that mean in plain English? Inside your body, there are unstable molecules called free radicals. They are like tiny vandals running around breaking things. They damage your cells, and most importantly for us today, they damage the delicate inner lining of your blood vessels. This damage is called oxidative stress. When free radicals damage your blood vessels, it triggers inflammation and makes it harder for blood to flow freely. Your legs and feet, being so far from the heart, feel this damage first and most severely. Vitamin C swoops in like a security guard, neutralizing these free radicals and preventing that damage from happening in the first place. It keeps the highway clear and the road smooth. So, how can you get more of this circulation boosting marvel into your life? The National Institutes of Health recommends about 90 milligrams a day for men and 75 mg for women. That sounds very scientific, but all it really means is that you need to eat a medium-sized orange or a cup of strawberries or half a red bell pepper. Yes, bell peppers have more vitamin C than oranges. The great news is that Itandapose, incredibly easy to get. Sprinkle some lemon juice on your salad, snack on some kiwi fruit, or add broccoli to your dinner. However, here is a small warning from me to you. Don't go overboard with supplements. While you can overdose on the vitamin C from food, taking massive doses of supplements can lead to an upset stomach or diarrhea. We are not trying to shock the system. We are trying to gently nourish it. Get your vitamin C from whole, colourful foods and watch your circulation, your skin and your immune system all thank you. Every time you bite into a juicy orange, remember you are not just having a snack. You are having a vascular tune-up. Number 2, niacin, vitamin B3. Now that we tackled the classic hero, latandapose, move on to a nutrient that flies a little bit more under the radar but packs a massive punch when it comes to circulation. Yandapose, I'm talking about niacin, also known as vitamin B3. If vitamin C is the friendly face you see at the grocery store, niacin is the behind-the-scenes technician who makes sure the lights stay on. Itandapose, not flashy, but trust me, your legs and feet absolutely depend on it. So, what makes niacin so special? Well, its snort superpower is acting as a natural vasodilator. I know that sounds like a mouthful, but latandapose break it down. Vaso refers to your blood vessels, and dilator means to widen or expand. So, niacin is essentially a muscle relaxant for your veins and arteries. It sends a signal to the walls of your blood vessels, telling them to loosen up and chill out. When your blood vessels are relaxed, they open up wider, allowing a much larger volume of blood to rush through. Imagine driving down a highway that suddenly goes from a single lane to 4 wide lanes. The traffic jam clears, the cars zoom past, and everyone reaches their destination faster. Latandapose is exactly what niacin does for your bloodstream. This is especially critical for your legs and feet because they are at the very end of the line. They are the farthest away from the pump, your heart. By the time blood reaches your toes, the pressure has dropped significantly. It takes a lot of effort to push that blood all the way down your legs against gravity. By widening those vessels, niacin makes it exponentially easier for your heart to push blood to those lower extremities. Your feet get the warm, oxygen-rich blood they need, and you say goodbye to that perpetual cold feeling. But niacin is generous. It doesn't stop at just widening blood vessels. It also plays a crucial role in managing your cholesterol levels. It helps lower the bad LDL cholesterol and raises the good HDL cholesterol. Why does this matter for circulation? Because bad cholesterol is like gunk that builds up on the walls of those blood vessels we just dilated. It creates plaque, narrowing the highway and reducing the space for blood to flow. By cleaning up the gunk, niacin ensures that the widened highway doesn't just get clogged up again. The recommended daily intake is around 16 milligrams for men and 14 milligrams for women, which is easily found in foods like chicken breast, tuna, lentils, and even peanuts. Number 3, iron. Alright, are you ready for our third contestant? We are shifting gears to a mineral that is often associated with raw strength and toughness. Iron. Yes, the same stuff that builds skyscrapers and holds up bridges. But deep inside your body, iron has a far more delicate and life-sustaining job. Itandapose time snorts to talk about the oxygen express. To understand why iron is so crucial for circulation, we have to look at the red blood cells. Inside each of those tiny blood cells is a complex protein called hemoglobin. Think of hemoglobin as a little bus that picks up oxygen from your lungs and drives it to every corner of your body. And what is the engine of that bus? You guessed it, iron. Without sufficient iron, your body simply cannot produce enough healthy red blood cells or hemoglobin. This leads to a condition known as iron deficiency anemia. When you are anemic, the amount of oxygen circulating in your body drops dramatically. Your legs and feet, being the farthest stops on the bus route, feel this shortage first. You start to feel weak, You get dizzy when you stand up, and your feet might look pale or feel cold because they are literally starving for oxygen. This is why iron is non-negotiable for good circulation. It ensures that the blood travelling down to your toes is packed full of fuel. Itandapol is like having a race car with a full tank of premium gas instead of a car running on fumes. When your blood snorts is rich in iron, the oxygen delivery is so efficient that your cells actually burn fat and nutrients for energy more effectively. You feel like you have pep in your step. You can walk up the stairs without losing your breath, and you donandapus feel that heavy, dragging feeling in your calves after a short stroll. The National Institutes of Health suggest that men and postmenopausal women need about 8 mg a day, while premenopausal women need significantly more, around 18 milligrams, due to blood loss during menstruation. You can find iron in two forms, heme and non-heme. Heme iron comes from animal sources like red meat, poultry, and seafood, and it is absorbed very easily by your body. Non-heme iron comes from plants like spinach, lentils, beans, and fortified cereals. Number 4, vitamin E. Alright, Itandapos, time to shine a spotlight on a nutrient that is usually found in the beauty aisle of your drugstore, but it deserves way more credit than just being a skin moisturizer. This is the dazzling vitamin E. If the vitamins were a high school, vitamin C would be the captain of the football team, and vitamin E would definitely be voted most popular and best skin. But Donandapos, let the glamorous reputation fool you. This nutrient is as tough as nails and an absolute master at keeping your legs and feet healthy. So, what does vitamin E do? Simply put, it is one of the most potent antioxidants in your entire body. We talked about free radicals, causing oxidative stress and damaging blood vessels. Well, vitamin E is like a special forces unit that specializes in stopping those free radicals in their tracks, specifically in your cell membranes and the fatty tissues of your blood vessels. Vitamin Iandapos' mission is to patrol the walls of your arteries and veins looking for trouble. When it spots a free radical trying to cause damage, it neutralizes it immediately. By doing this, it prevents the oxidative damage that makes blood vessels hard and stiff. Atherosclerosis. Speak. Keeping your blood vessels smooth and elastic is essential for good circulation because it allows the blood to flow without turbulence. Additionally, vitamin E has powerful anti-inflammatory properties. Inflammation is a major roadblock to circulation. When your blood vessels are inflamed, they swell up and narrow the passageway for blood. Vitamin E acts like a cooling balm, reducing that inflammation and keeping the pathways clear. This ensures that your calves, ankles, and feet receive a steady, uninterrupted supply of blood. 5. Vitamin B6. We are halfway through our list, but we are not slowing down. Our 5th superstar is vitamin B6, and I like to call this the multitasker because it seems to have its fingers in every single pie in the body. You might not hear about B6 as often as C or E, but in the world of blood and circulation, it is an absolute linchpin. So, how does B6 boost circulation? It all comes down to a little chemical called homocysteine. Latandapos, a tough word to say. So latandapos, just call it the gunk. Homocysteine is an amino acid that naturally occurs in your blood. In small amounts, itandapos harmless. But when levels get too high, homocysteine becomes incredibly toxic to your blood vessels. It acts like sandpaper on the delicate inner lining of your arteries, causing tiny tears and abrasions. Your body tries to patch these tears up with cholesterol, which creates plaque. Plaque narrows the arteries and impedes blood flow to your legs and feet. Vitamin B6, however, steps up to the plate and along with its buddies B9 and B12, works to break down that gunk. It acts like a cleanup crew that circulates through your blood, scooping up the dangerous homocysteine and converting it into harmless substances that your body can flush out. By keeping homocysteine levels low, vitamin B6 ensures that your blood vessels stay smooth, slick, and damage-free. This directly translates to better unimpeded blood flow all the way down to your toes. Number 6, magnesium. And now we have arrived at the grand finale. We Andapos have saved the best for last, folks. The final nutrient on our journey is the mighty, the magnificent, the utterly versatile magnesium. If there was a Mount Rushmore for minerals, magnesium would have the biggest face on it. This nutrient does everything. It supports your bones, it regulates your heartbeat, it helps you sleep, and yes, it works wonders for your circulation. I like to call magnesium the ultimate relaxer. Do you ever feel like your muscles are tight and tense? Well, your blood vessels are made of muscle tissue too. When your blood vessels are tense, they constrict, which pushes your blood pressure up and makes it much harder for blood to squeeze through, especially down into your legs. What magnesium does is absolutely magical. It gently relaxes the walls of your blood vessels, telling them to loosen up. When they loosen up, the vessel widens, which instantly drops your blood pressure and allows a massive surge of blood to flow downstream. Itandapos, like unclenching a fist. Suddenly, the blood rushes through. This is crucial for your feet because as we get older, our blood vessels naturally lose some of their elasticity. Magnesium provides that natural elasticity boost, keeping them flexible and open. Itandapos, basically giving your veins a dose of yoga, helping them stretch and bend gracefully under pressure. But wait, thorandapos is a bonus. Magnesium is deeply involved in energy production. Specifically, itandapos required for ATP, the energy currency of your cells, to be used. If you suffer from heavy, achy legs after walking, magnesium can reduce the buildup of lactic acid in your muscles, helping you recover faster. Plus, it helps regulate your body adipose, own natural blood thinners, preventing the blood from getting too sticky and sluggish. The recommended intake is about 400 to 420 milligrams for men and 310 to 320 for women. You can find magnesium in dark chocolate. Yes, chocolate. Speak. Nuts, seeds, avocados, and leafy greens like spinach and Swiss chard. Next time you eat a handful of almonds or a square of dark chocolate, remember you are not indulging. You are relaxing your entire cardiovascular system. It's the secret to keeping those feet warm, relaxed, and ready to take you wherever you need to go. So, there you have it. We have travelled through the vast landscape of vitamins and minerals, uncovering the specific powers of vitamin C, niacin, iron, vitamin E, vitamin B6, and magnesium. You might be looking at this list and feeling a little overwhelmed, wondering how on earth you are going to eat all of these foods every single day. But here is the beautiful secret about nutrition. It isn't about perfection, and it isn't about stuffing yourself with pills. It's about synergy. When you eat a colourful diet, leafy greens, vibrant fruits, lean proteins and healthy fats, you are creating an environment in your body where these nutrients can work together. I hope you feel informed, inspired and ready to take action. If you found this video helpful, please don't forget to hit that like button. It really helps the channel. And if you haven't already, subscribe and hit the bell icon so you don't miss our next deep dive into health and wellness.